Welcome to the 2023 Arizona DMV Written Practice Test. We've got 60 questions and explained answers that cover everything you need to know for the assessment. But before we hit the road, be sure to fill up our tank with a like or a sub so that we're always firing on all cylinders and pumping out new content. Now, let's buckle up and get going with the first question.
Question 1. If you are convicted of failing to stop at an accident in which you were involved and the accident only involved damage to vehicles, no injuries, your driver's license will be revoked for A. 6 months, B. 2 years, C. 3 months, D. 1 year. The answer is D. Arizona law requires you to stop at the scene of an accident in which you were involved. Failure to do so, even if the accident involved only damage to vehicles, is considered a Class 2 misdemeanor, punishable by up to 4 months in jail, a fine of up to $750, and license suspension for 1 year. Also, 6 points will be added to your driving record for failing to stop at the accident. Question 2. This sign indicates A. You are approaching a stop sign. B. You have passed a stop sign. C. You should stop immediately. D. Traffic can only proceed straight ahead. The answer is A. This sign indicates that there is a stop sign ahead. Question 3. If you are convicted of knowingly supplying alcohol to a minor, your driver's license will be suspended for up to how long for a second offense? A. 12 months, B. 90 days, C. 9 months, D. 6 months. The answer is D. If you are convicted of knowingly supplying alcohol to a minor, you will be fined up to $2,500 and sentenced to up to 6 months in jail. Your driver's license will also be suspended for up to 30 days for a first offense or up to 6 months for a second or subsequent offense. Question 4. Unbalanced tires or low pressures can cause A. Decreased stopping distance, B. Improved fuel economy, C. Faster tire wear, D. All of the above. The answer is C. Worn or bald tires can increase your stopping distance and make turning more difficult when the road is wet. Unbalanced tires or low tire pressures can cause faster tire wear and reduce fuel economy and make the vehicle harder to steer and stop. Question 5. On a divided highway, what line indicates the left edge of traffic lanes going in your direction? A. A black line, B. A yellow line, C. A red line, D. A white line. The answer is B. On a roadway, a solid white line indicates the right edge of traffic lanes going in the same direction. A yellow line indicates the left edge of the traffic lanes. Question 6. In which of the following situations are you allowed to pass another vehicle on the right? A. When the vehicle is making or about to make a right turn. B. When the vehicle is trying to change lanes. C. When the vehicle is making or about to make a left turn. D. None of the above. The answer is C. You may pass a vehicle on the right when 1. The vehicle is making or about to make a left turn, or 2. There are 2 or more lanes of traffic going in the same direction as you are. This can be the case on a multi-lane highway or a one-way street. Question 7. If a driver who holds a graduated driver's license is convicted of a third traffic violation, he or she will face which of the following additional penalties? A. A 3-month suspension of driving privileges. B. A 12-month suspension of driving privileges. C. A 6-month suspension of driving privileges. D. Suspension of driving privileges until the driver turns 18. The answer is C. If a driver who holds a graduated driver's license is convicted of a third traffic violation, his or her license will be suspended for 6 months and the violation will go on his or her driving record. This suspension will be in addition to any penalties for the driving violation itself. Question 8. What does this sign mean? A. Bicycles only. B. Pedestrians only. C. School crossing. D. No crossing. The answer is B. This sign indicates that pedestrians may be crossing the roadway, and drivers should be prepared to stop to allow them to cross safely. You should watch for pedestrians at all times, but especially in areas marked with pedestrian crossing signs. Question 9. This sign warns drivers that they A. Must move on to the shoulder at reduced speed. B. Should move on to the shoulder at high speed. C. Should not leave the pavement. D. Should increase their following distance to 6 seconds. The answer is C. The sign represents a soft shoulder. The dirt on the side of the road is soft. Don't leave the pavement except in an emergency. Question 10. If you plan to turn beyond an intersection, you should A. Signal just before you make the turn. B. Not give any turn signal. C. Not signal until you are in the intersection. D. Signal before you enter the intersection. The answer is C. If you plan to turn beyond an intersection, do not signal until you are in the intersection. Drivers in the intersection may pull into your path. If you signal before you enter the intersection, another driver may think that you plan to turn at the intersection. Question 11. If a driver under 21 years of age is convicted of driving with any amount of alcohol in his or her system, his or her driver's license will be suspended for A. 1 year. B. 2 years. C. 6 months. D. 3 months. The answer is B. If a driver under 21 years of age is convicted of driving with any amount of alcohol in his or her system, the driver will be fined up to $2,500 and his or her driver's license will be suspended for 2 years. A jail sentence of up to 6 months is also possible. Question 12. You are driving through an intersection with a green signal. A pedestrian starts to cross your path against a red signal. What should you do first? A. Sound a warning with your horn. B. Confront the pedestrian. C. Yield to the pedestrian. D. Proceed because you have the right of way. The answer is A. If you have a green light and a pedestrian is violating the rules of the road by crossing against a red light, warn the pedestrian by sounding your horn. Of course, you must do everything possible to avoid hitting the pedestrian. If the pedestrian still doesn't stop even after you sound your horn, you must stop for the pedestrian. Question 13. What does this sign indicate? A. T intersection ahead. B. Dead end ahead. C. Road narrows ahead. D. Divided highway ahead. The answer is A. This sign indicates that there is a T-shaped intersection ahead, where a road intersects with another road at a right angle. Drivers should be prepared to slow down, yield, or stop if necessary, and be aware of any other signs or signals in the area that regulate traffic flow. Question 14. If you are stopped at a traffic light and another vehicle is approaching you from behind at high speed, you should A. Pull your vehicle off to the right. B. Make a quick U-turn. C. Pull your vehicle forward. D. Pull your vehicle to the left. The answer is C. If you are stopped at an intersection and another vehicle is approaching you from behind at high speed, you should pull your vehicle forward somewhat, but not into the intersection, to give the approaching vehicle more room to stop. Question 15. You must stay back at least how many feet behind a police vehicle that is responding to an emergency? A. 100 feet. B. 400 feet. C. 200 feet. D. 300 feet. The answer is D. Under Arizona law, you must stay back at least 300 feet behind a police vehicle that is responding to an emergency. Also, you must stay back at least 500 feet behind a fire department vehicle that is responding to an emergency. Question 16. You enter a designated turn lane to make a left turn at an upcoming intersection. There is oncoming traffic. You should A. Move to the left of the center lane. B. Signal before you arrive at the intersection. C. Turn your front wheels to the left to be prepared to turn. D. Come to a complete stop in the middle of the intersection. The answer is B. When making a left turn, you should always begin signaling about 100 feet before the turn. You should keep your front wheels aiming straight ahead until it's safe to start your turn. This ensures that you will not be pushed into oncoming traffic if another vehicle hits you from behind. Question 17. If a motorist sees pedestrians in an upcoming crosswalk, what should the motorist do? A. Continue ahead. The motorist has the right of way. B. Pull to the right and go around the pedestrians. C. Wait for the pedestrians to cross the street. D. Speed up to clear the crosswalk quickly. The answer is C. A driver must yield the right of way to a pedestrian within a crosswalk. The driver should wait until the intersection is clear to proceed. Question 18. You are driving on the freeway behind a large truck. You should drive A. Closer behind the truck than you would if following a passenger vehicle. B. Farther behind the truck than you would if you were following a passenger vehicle. C. To the right side of the truck and wait to pass. D. In the truck's blind spot for better visibility. The answer is B. It is necessary to follow farther behind a large truck than you would if following a passenger vehicle because trucks have larger blind spots. Question 19. What does this sign indicate? A. Bump ahead. B. Low clearance. C. Narrow bridge. D. No U-turns. The answer is C. This sign indicates that a narrow bridge is ahead, which means that drivers should slow down and proceed with caution, especially if there is oncoming traffic or pedestrians on the bridge. Drivers of wide vehicles should also be aware of this sign and plan their route accordingly. Question 20. When driving on an interstate, to avoid traffic merging from on-ramps to your right, the best thing to do is to A. Change lanes to the left. B. Slow down. C. Maintain your speed and position. D. Speed up to pass merging traffic. The answer is A. When driving on an interstate highway, be aware of upcoming on-ramps. When traffic permits, move out to the right-hand lane to allow vehicles to enter from the on-ramps to your right. Question 21. You are approaching a green traffic light, and traffic is blocking the intersection. What is the best thing to do? A. Partially enter the intersection to establish your right-of-way. B. Don't enter the intersection until you can get completely across. C. Continue into the intersection and wait for traffic to clear. D. Honk your horn to alert other drivers. The answer is B. Even if your light is green, you must not enter the intersection unless you can get completely through the intersection before the light turns red. If you block the intersection, you can be cited. Question 22. When passing another vehicle, you should return to your original lane when A. You can see both headlights of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. B. You have cleared the front bumper of the passed vehicle. C. You are 50 feet in front of the passed vehicle. D. The passed vehicle honks its horn. The answer is A. When passing another vehicle, move back into your original lane only when you can see the passed vehicle's headlights in your rearview mirror. This ensures that you will have enough room to safely pull back in front of the other vehicle. Question 23. If you encounter a dust storm while driving, you should A. Be cautious and drive through it, since dust storms usually don't last very long. B. Slow down. Carefully pull completely off the road. Turn off your lights. Take your foot off the brake and wait until the storm passes. C. Slow down. Carefully pull off the road. Turn on your lights and wait until the storm passes. D. Increase your speed and try to get through the storm as quickly as possible. The answer is B. If you encounter a severe dust storm, you should immediately reduce your speed, drive completely off the highway, stop as far to the right as possible, taking care not to stop in a travel lane or emergency lanes. Turn off your lights, take your foot off the brake, remain in the vehicle with your seatbelt buckled, and wait until the dust storm has passed. Question 24. When entering traffic after being parked at a curb, you A. Should drive more slowly than other traffic for 200 feet. B. Should wait for a large enough gap to get up to the speed of traffic. C. Should wait for the first two vehicles to pass, then drive into the lane. D. Should immediately accelerate to the speed of traffic and merge without waiting for a gap. The answer is B. Anytime that you merge into city or highway traffic, you should wait for a large enough gap to get up to the speed of traffic before merging safely. Question 25. This sign tells a driver that A. A construction flagger is ahead. B. A police officer is ahead. C. A parking attendant is ahead. D. A school crossing guard is ahead. The answer is A. This sign indicates that a flagger is ahead. You should be prepared to slow down and follow the directions of the flagger. Question 26. What is the purpose of rumble strips? A. They alert drivers to potential tire problems. B. They test a vehicle's shock absorbers. C. Through vibration and sound, they alert inattentive drivers to the fact that their vehicles have left the travel lane. D. They provide a smoother surface for vehicles to drive on. The answer is C. Rumble strips create noise and vibrations to warn drowsy or inattentive drivers that they are straying off the road or are approaching a stop sign or signal. Question 27. When driving in foggy conditions, you should A. Use your high beam headlights to improve visibility. B. Drive at your normal speed and trust your instincts. C. Reduce your speed, use your low beam headlights, and increase following distance. D. Turn on your hazard lights to make your vehicle more visible to others. The answer is C. In foggy conditions, reduce your speed, use low-beam headlights, and increase your following distance. This helps improve visibility and safety. Question 28. Having a driver's license is A. Right, not a privilege. B. Privilege, not a right. C. Requirement. D. A form of identification. The answer is B. Holding a driver's license is not a right. It is a privilege that must be earned and maintained. Question 29. Double solid yellow lane markings mean that A. Neither lane may pass. B. Both lanes may pass. C. The lane to the right may pass. D. The lane to the left may pass. The answer is A. Yellow lane markings indicate a separation of lanes where traffic is traveling in opposite directions. When you see double solid yellow lane markings, passing is prohibited from both directions. Question 30. What does this sign indicate? A. Minimum speed limit. B. Maximum speed limit. C. Average speed limit. D. Recommended speed limit. The answer is B. This sign indicates the maximum legal speed limit for the roadway, which drivers should not exceed. The maximum speed limit may vary depending on the type of road, weather conditions, and other factors. Question 31. You are going to make a left turn from a dedicated left turn lane when a yellow arrow appears for your lane. You should A. Speed up and get through the intersection. B. Stop and not turn under any circumstances. C. Be prepared to obey the next signal that appears. D. Go through the intersection since you have the right of way. The answer is C. A yellow arrow means the protected turning time period is ending. Be prepared to obey the next signal, which could be the green or red light or the red arrow. Question 32. After a train has passed, you should A. Wait for a green light. B. Proceed across the tracks. C. Blow horn and proceed. D. Check again for approaching trains and proceed with caution. The answer is D. If you are stopped at a railroad crossing with more than one track, do not start as soon as the train passes. Wait until you have a clear view down both tracks before you start across. Even with one track, do not start across immediately after a train passes. Check again for another train that may be approaching. Question 33. What does this sign mean? A. No left turn. B. No U-turn. C. No right turn. D. One-way street. The answer is A. This sign indicates that drivers are not allowed to make a left turn at this intersection. Drivers should obey this sign and continue straight or turn right instead. Question 34. In a roundabout, you have the right of way when you are A. Entering a traffic circle. B. Backing out of a driveway. C. Leaving a parked space. D. Already in a traffic circle. The answer is D. A roundabout is an intersection where traffic travels around a central island in a counterclockwise direction. Vehicles entering or exiting the roundabout must yield to all traffic, including pedestrians. Question 35. When you see this sign, you must A. Stop completely. Check for pedestrians and cross traffic. B. Slow down without coming to a complete stop. C. Stop completely and wait for a green light. D. Slow down and check for traffic. The answer is A. The stop sign is the only 8-sided or octagon-shaped sign you see on the highway. At an intersection with a stop sign, you must stop and wait for pedestrians and cross traffic to clear the intersection before you go again. Slowing down without coming to a full stop is illegal. Question 36. A broken white center line on the roadway means A. No turns are allowed. B. Reduce your speed ahead. C. You are in a no passing zone. D. You may change lanes with due care. The answer is D. A broken white line separates two lanes traveling in the same direction. Once you have signaled and it is safe to do so, you may cross this line when changing lanes. Question 37. If your turn signal fails, you should use what to indicate you are turning? A. Your horn. B. Your headlights. C. Hand signals. D. Your emergency flashers. The answer is C. Signals may be given by hand and arm positions or by using the vehicle's signal lights. If bright sunlight makes the signal lights hard to see or your turning lights are malfunctioning, also use hand and arm signals. Question 38. If you drive after drinking, you should be aware that the first thing alcohol affects is A. Your hearing. B. Your alertness. C. Your vision. D. Your judgment. The answer is D. Alcohol affects those areas of your brain that control judgment and skill, and is one of the reasons why drinking alcohol is so dangerous. It affects your judgment. A person's judgment is the first thing affected after drinking an alcoholic beverage. Question 39. A green arrow showing at the same time as the red traffic light means A. Vehicles going in the direction shown by the arrow must stop. B. Do not go in the direction of the arrow until the traffic light turns green. C. You may go in the direction of the arrow with caution. D. Road closed ahead. Go in the direction of the arrow. The answer is C. A green arrow pointing right or left means that you may make a turn in the direction of the arrow. If the red light is illuminated at the same time, you must be in the proper lane for such a turn, and you must yield the right of way to vehicles and pedestrians clearing the intersection. Question 40. What kind of drugs other than alcohol can affect your driving ability? A. An allergy medicine. B. Marijuana. C. A cold remedy. D. All of these choices. The answer is D. When you drink alcohol or take other drugs, safe driving is not possible. Not every impaired or intoxicated driver causes a traffic crash, but each one is dangerous, putting the lives of himself or herself and those sharing the road at risk. Question 41. When parking your vehicle facing uphill with a curb, you should point your front wheels A. Into the curb. B. Away from the curb. C. Either into or away from the curb. D. Straight ahead. The answer is B. Point your front wheels away from the curb when parking your vehicle facing uphill. Don't forget to set the parking brake and place automatic gear shift into park. Shift manual gears to first. If these precautions fail and the vehicle starts rolling, the front wheels will hit the curb and stop the car. Question 42. To avoid accidents, drivers should communicate with each other by A. Signaling when changing lanes or direction, slowing down or stopping. B. Use their horns in emergencies and when really necessary. C. Using emergency flashers, flares, or signs as needed. D. All of the above. The answer is D. Crashes often happen because one driver does something that the other driver does not expect. To help avoid crashes, communicate with drivers on the road. Let others know where you are and what you plan to do by signaling your intentions with the help of your turn signals, emergency flashers, brake lights, and your horn. Question 43. What does this sign mean? A. No left turn. B. No U-turn. C. No right turn. D. No stopping zone. The answer is B. This sign prohibits drivers from making a U-turn in the roadway where the sign is placed. Drivers may need to make a three-point turn or find another location where U-turns are permitted to change direction. Drivers should also watch for other signs and pavement markings that indicate where turns are allowed or prohibited. Question 44. If a parking space is reserved for people with disabilities, a non-disabled person may park there. A. Under no circumstances. B. For less than 10 minutes. C. If unloading numerous items. D. If no other spaces are available. The answer is A. Spaces reserved for individuals with disabilities may only be used by people with disabilities. Non-disabled drivers may not park, stop, or stand in the space. Question 45. When entering a freeway from a ramp, a driver should do which of the following? A. Stop where the ramp meets the freeway and wait for all cars to pass. B. Accelerate until you can pass all oncoming cars. C. Drive very slowly on the ramp and then accelerate suddenly when you reach the freeway. D. Gradually increase your speed on the ramp so that your speed when entering the freeway is roughly that of other drivers. The answer is D. When you enter the freeway, your speed should be roughly that of other drivers. Question 46. A flashing red light in an intersection means which of the following? A. Slow down before entering the intersection. B. Stop if other cars are present. C. Stop before entering. D. Proceed with caution. The answer is C. A flashing red light advises drivers to stop. You may proceed after stopping. Question 47. When entering a curve, you should A. Reduce your speed. B. Increase your speed to complete the curve. C. Slow down and tap the brakes. D. Honk your horn as you navigate the curve. The answer is A. For safety, the most important thing for drivers to do is slightly reduce their speed when entering a curve. Question 48. If you hear a siren while you are driving down a street but can't see the emergency vehicle, you should do which of the following? A. Speed up to stay out of its way. B. Slow down until you see the emergency vehicle. C. Pull to the curb and wait to see the emergency vehicle. D. Turn off the street as soon as possible. The answer is C. If you hear an emergency siren but do not immediately see an emergency vehicle, you should pull to the curb until you can determine whether the vehicle is approaching you. If so, wait to re-enter traffic until it passes. Question 49. What does this sign mean? A. Stop sign ahead. B. Divided highway ahead. C. No U-turn. D. Intersection ahead. The answer is B. This sign indicates that the roadway ahead will be divided by a median or physical barrier, and drivers should be prepared to stay in their lane. Drivers should also watch for signs and pavement markings that indicate which lanes are for which directions of travel. Question 50. If the driver ahead of you has his left hand extended downward, it means he plans to A. Go straight. B. Turn left. C. Turn right. D. Stop. The answer is D. A driver with his hand extended downward is signaling his intent to stop. Question 51. If driving on a freeway entrance ramp, you should look for a gap in oncoming traffic by A. Looking in the side mirrors. B. Checking your mirrors and turning your head to look over your shoulder. C. Flashing your lights to alert other drivers that you are entering the freeway. D. All of the above. The answer is B. When entering the freeway from an entrance ramp, you should look for a gap in the oncoming traffic by checking your mirrors and turning your head to look behind you. Question 52. When driving at night, if you meet oncoming traffic, you should A. Use your high beams. B. Dim your lights until the other car has passed. C. Flash your lights. D. None of the above. The answer is B. To avoid impairing the other driver's vision, you should dim your lights until the other car has passed. Question 53. If a vehicle has an orange triangle on the back, it means that A. It is likely to break down and other drivers should be careful. B. It drives slower than other vehicles. C. It makes sudden stops. D. It makes wide left turns. The answer is B. A vehicle with an orange triangle on the back travels slower than other vehicles, and fellow drivers should be mindful of this. Question 54. While you hold an instruction permit, your driving must be supervised by someone who A. Is at least 21 years old. B. Holds a Class A, B, C, or D driver's license. C. Is seated next to you. D. Meets all of the above requirements. The answer is D. While you hold an instruction permit, your driving must be supervised by someone who is at least 21 years old, holds a Class A, B, C, or D driver's license, and is seated next to you in the vehicle. Question 55. To apply for a Class G graduated license, you must be how many years of age? A. At least 16 but less than 18. B. At least 15 but less than 18. C. At least 16 but less than 21. D. At least 15 but less than 21. The answer is A. An Arizona Class G graduated driver's license is issued to applicants who are at least 16 but less than 18 years of age. A Class D operator license is issued to applicants who are at least 18 years of age. Question 56. An Arizona graduated driver's license has which classification? A. Class D. B. Class M. C. Class A. D. Class G. The answer is D. In Arizona, a Class G graduated driver's license is issued to an applicant who is at least 16 but less than 18 years of age. It is valid to operate any vehicle that does not require a motorcycle or commercial license. Question 57. An Arizona instruction permit is valid for A. 9 months, B. 6 months, C. 3 months, D. 12 months. The answer is D. An Arizona instruction permit is issued to drivers who are at least 15 and a half years old and is valid for 1 year. Question 58. Which of the following moving traffic violations carries the fewest points? A. Leaving the scene of an accident, hit and run. B. Driving under the influence, DUI. C. Aggressive driving. D. Reckless driving. The answer is A. In Arizona's points system, DUI, aggressive driving, reckless driving, and racing on public roads each carry 8 points. Leaving the scene of an accident carries 6 points. Note, however, that these are all criminal offenses. If you are convicted of any of them, you may face fines and jail time in addition to the points added to your driving record. Question 59. A speed zone ahead sign means that you are approaching A. An area where the maximum speed is 70 miles per hour. B. An area where a lower speed limit has been established. C. A freeway or interstate highway. D. An area where the minimum speed limit is 45 miles per hour. The answer is B. This regulatory sign means that you are approaching an area where a lower speed limit has been established. Prepare to slow down so you won't exceed the speed limit there. Question 60. What does this sign mean? A. A place reserved for persons with disabilities. B. A hospital ahead. C. A crosswalk for pedestrians. D. Wheelchair availability. The answer is A. This symbol marks spaces for vehicles operated or used to transport persons with disabilities.
We hope you found our 2023 Arizona DMV practice test useful. If you did, remember to smash that like button. And if you're looking for more practice tests, check out these other videos and subscribe to our channel to see the latest tests.